friends, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new, welcome. I'm so happy that you're joining me in my first ever What's for Dinner video. Now, this is totally different than anything I've ever done on my channel. However, my husband and I are recently getting back into the keto lifestyle. I mentioned this before, but I haven't really gone into any detail on it, but we were on keto diet a few years ago, and I am somebody who's always struggled with my weight. I have a lot of medical issues with like hormonal imbalances and things like that I've struggled with throughout my entire life. And we did keto diet a few years ago, more of like a low carb, and I did really good on losing weight, and it started kind of putting a lot of my hormonal stuff in check, and I actually was surprised with a pregnancy that we didn't think was possible and had my son Owen. So we always laugh that the keto diet definitely made that possible, but once we got pregnant with Owen, we both definitely fell off of the keto low carb wagon. Now, I do try and refer to it more as like a low carb diet because I don't strictly follow like any like keto regimen or anything. I just try and eliminate as many carbs as possible and try and keep my carbs, my carb intake with, vegetables and things like that instead of potatoes, chips, and all of those delicious things that I can't ever say no to. So I'm just going to go ahead and let these recipes play out as much as possible, pop in every now and then, and let you guys know about, what I'm doing or why I'm doing it. Now, I did include recipe cards at the end of every single section of what I'm cooking. So I started off with this one, which was just kind of basic. It's just a pork chop with green beans and bacon in a beef broth. It is one of our favorite dinners. It's our go-to, kind of easy dinner, delicious. We absolutely love it. And then we also do this sheet pan dinner a lot with brats. I absolutely love brats. They're one of my favorite things to eat. And we recently discovered within the last year or so that you can cook them inside. You don't have to cook them on the grill. I am not a griller. That is my husband's job. But with him working graveyard, it is up to me to cook most dinners. And I don't want to go outside and grill. So instead, I do everything inside. And I absolutely love doing it this way because it is one sheet pan and it is super easy to clean.
Looking back at the good times before it all went down, climbed right up on the hillside, a different view of my life. You left me running on and on, but I don't care, would you let me in? You said goodbye like everything's gone, everything that we could have been. But I know you're my liability. Yeah, I know you're my liability.
Now, I did cook several of these in one night that you might notice that. And so that's why some of them I put more into containers in order to prep, and some of them I ate right away. Now, this is what I had made for dinner the night that I was prepping everything. And basically, I didn't really know what to cook with this. So they substituted a beef, chopped off beef that we had purchased at Walmart through the grocery app with this one. And it was called Carne Piccata pork. So we love pork. If you couldn't tell, most of the meals actually in this video was pork, and that was a total accident. I didn't realize it. But I went ahead and decided to do this taco style because it said on it that it was great for tacos, burritos, nachos, things like that. So I went ahead and put some oil in a pan, cooked up the pork with some Pappy's fajita seasoning. I prefer the fajita seasoning over any taco seasoning. I feel like it's less salty. I don't really know the difference, but it's just what I like. And then I did go ahead and take this cauliflower rice, cooked it for a few minutes to kind of unfreeze it, and then I went ahead and fried it up on the skillet using that same fajitas Pappy seasoning.
Oh, what a hopeless case we could be. Yeah. Oh, what a hopeless place that we're in.
Now I went ahead and served it in a bowl with the cauliflower rice, the pork, some cheese, shredded cheese. I prefer real shredded cheese, but I was in a hurry and it was quicker to do the pre-shredded cheese. And then I love this guacamole that is individual servings, and we keep them on hand all the time. So I did go ahead and add some guacamole as well as some onions. I love the onions because it gives it like a crispy like crunch in it, and also I just love the flavor of onions. And then I'm also obsessed with this. I think it's called Herndez or Herdez. I don't really know how you say it, but it is delicious. It is this guacamole salsa, and it does definitely have a kick to it. If you don't like spicy food, I don't recommend it, but I absolutely love it this way. And this was probably one of the best low carb meals that I have made. I absolutely loved the cauliflower rice like that, which I'm typically not a cauliflower rice person, so it was really, really good.
So you think you were right? Bring it on, prove me wrong. Go put up a fight. The way I do will knock you down. You know there's a notion.
Now I did pull some stock footage out too, just to kind of give you guys a few extra ideas. However, this is one that we make all the time, and I didn't want to record it again this week when we made it, just because I knew I already had a video of it that I had just posted. So we basically get these boneless pork shoulder ribs at Costco. They're huge, and we absolutely love them. One pack of these are very cheap at Costco, and they last us for several dinners. So I did go ahead and sear that off in a pan. I add beef broth to the crock pot with the ribs in there, and I go ahead and I let that cook for 8 hours on low before going ahead and moving on with the rest of the meal.
Way up in the clouds. The way I do will knock you down. You know there's an ocean between us. Don't go cry about it. Don't go cry about it. You want me to take you in my trust.
After the ribs cook for most of the day, I go ahead and chop up a head of broccoli and throw that on a sheet pan drizzled in olive oil. Season it with whatever seasoning that you prefer. Today I used this all-purpose seasoning that I'm obsessed with. That's like a pink Himalayan salt and garlic one. And I go ahead and throw that in the oven first for about 10 minutes before adding the shredded rib meat to the pan. And then I do put some barbecue sauce over the top of the ribs, and you can find sugar-free barbecue sauce, ketchup, any kind of sauces like that. They have great alternatives that are low carb friendly at even just Walmart, so I definitely suggest looking into those.
You want me to take you in my trust.
Now another stock video for you guys, but this was when I made the spaghetti squash dinner, and this is one of our favorite recipes during keto as well. We have a lot of favorites, I guess, but this one is super easy, although cutting the squash proved to be pretty difficult. I watch people do it online all the time, and it seems like they have such an easy time with it, but I definitely did not. I definitely had to channel my inner muscles to get this thing sliced up. But I do go ahead and cut it in half lengthwise, scrape out all the seeds, drizzle it with olive oil, add some salt and pepper, and I throw that into the oven to roast. Now, while that is in the oven roasting, I do go ahead and put a spaghetti sauce together, and this was one of the meals that I had prepped for us to just pull out of the fridge and be able to eat whenever. And I love having options like that just because it keeps everything so much simpler, and it takes away the temptation of eating something that's bad for you or just ordering fast food because you have food ready to go.
his eyes are killing me. And he keeps talking about everything that he likes, and I can't stop listening. I'm thinking about him all the time. I'm thinking about him all the time. I'm thinking about him all the time, all the time. And my heart's beating fast when he's looking like that. Oh, his smile is killing me. It's the way that he moves and the way that he laughs, so I can't get enough. Thinking about him all the time. I can't get him off my mind. Oh, I want him to be mine, to be mine. My heart is saying yeah, 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 yeah. You know I want him now, 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 now. My heart is saying yeah, 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 yeah. I told him I can be a fighter if you want. I'll be there to catch you if you fall. I can make it brighter when it's dark, when it's dark. I told him I would do it all for you, and I know you do it for me too. I can be a fighter if you want, if you want. Yeah, I can be a fighter. I can be a fighter if you want. I can be a fighter if you want. All the way that I feel, yeah, I know that it's real, 'cause I can get him out of my head. I don't care what we do, everything's feeling new, even if we stay in bed. My heart is saying yeah, 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 yeah. You know I want him now, 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 now. My heart is saying yeah, 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 yeah. I told him I can be a fighter if you want. I'll be there to catch you if you fall. I can make it brighter when it's dark, when it's dark. I told him I would do it all for you, and I know you do it for me too. I can be a fighter if you want, if you want. Yeah, I can be a fighter. I can be a fighter if you want. I can be a fighter if you want. Yeah, I can be a fighter. I can be a fighter if you want. I can be a fighter if you want.
This is the last stock video as well as the last recipe that I have for today's video, but this is one of my other favorite foods. I mean, big surprise, most of these are my favorites, but this one is really, really good because it's so easy. Cleanup is virtually non-existent, which I love because less mess equals less mess for me to clean up. So these are called hobo packets. Now on this day I did add some potatoes to them because I will still on occasion have like my little cheat moments where if I'm really craving like potatoes, I'll do it this way where it's a lot less than I typically would eat. And also my kids like potatoes in theirs. So I was sharing my packet with my son, so we did have some potatoes in ours. However, you can make this so easily without the potatoes. But for this one, we added in carrots as well. And then this is one of my favorite little hacks is buying these pre-made little packets of veggies. Now, we got these ones at Trader Joe's. However, you can also find them at like, we have Vons, Save Mart. I know that probably like Kroger, Food Lion for other stores. Any kind of big mass grocery store typically has these. So I go ahead and that one was asparagus and onions and mushrooms. And so if you throw that in the packet, it's a good variety and it's less prep that you had to do. And then I go ahead and add in a hamburger patty. You can also do homemade patties, but let's face it, it is sometimes way easier just to have these pre-made patties. So, and then you season it and just wrap it up tightly in the foil, and I throw it in the oven because once again, your girl does not grill. You can also throw these on the grill though, which is another great alternative, and especially if you want to make a lot more than what will fit on just one sheet pan. Another great way to eat these, and I did not do it in this recipe for today, but we do it a lot, is adding a little bit of cream of mushroom soup on top of the hamburger patty. It keeps everything just so moist, and the cream of mushroom sauce with the hamburger patty is like heaven on earth. So that's another great way to try it, and especially it creates like a sauce for the veggies, which is really, really good as well. But like I said, this day we didn't have any, so I just kept it basic and simple, which is one of my favorite things about this recipe.
I want to be daring, baby, dance the night away. I let my head down if I want. Don't you just get tired chasing fame and being pretty all the time? Doesn't sound like fun. You can do better. Let me show you what a good time looks like. You can do better. So much better. I don't fit into your box. Beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better. I dare you to be wilder. I don't fit into your box. Beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better. I dare you to be wilder.
And that is it for today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, make sure you hit that like button and leave me a message down in the comments letting me know what your favorite recipe was or what recipes you guys are most excited to try. Also, I am definitely curious to know who actually likes this style of video, and if you guys want me to keep doing more of these what's for dinner videos, especially the low carb lifestyle. So go ahead, let me know in the comment section. I look forward to seeing you guys in there, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.
Queens without no flaws. You can do better.